August 12th, 1985, 1812, Tokyo Haneda Airport. A Japan Airlines Boeing 747 prepares for a short domestic hop to Osaka. Flight time, 54 minutes. On board, 500, 24 passengers and crew. Families returning home. Children holding souvenirs. Workers ending a long Monday. A full cabin, unaware of what is about to happen. At 1812, Flight 120 for 3 begins its takeoff roll. 4 engines roar to life. The aircraft accelerates down runway 15L. Seconds later, it lifts into the warm summer sky. It will never arrive. This is the final half hour of Japan Airlines Flight 123, the deadliest single aircraft disaster in aviation history. Chapter 1. Departure. Surveillance cameras at Haneda capture the 747SR pushing back from the gate. Crew members greet passengers. Families settle into seats. The mood inside is relaxed. It's a busy travel season, but for the crew, this is routine. The aircraft taxis toward runway 15L. The captain, a veteran with thousands of flight hours, calls for final checks. First officer reads the departure briefing. The engineer monitors engine temperatures, hydraulic pressures, fuel flow. The aircraft rotates. It lifts off smoothly, climbing over Tokyo Bay. Passengers feel the gentle push against their backs. Some open magazines. Some look out the windows at the fading coastline. The cabin lights dim slightly as the aircraft climbs. Nothing is unusual. Nothing suggests the nightmare that is minutes away. Chapter 2. Explosive decompression. 12 minutes after takeoff, thunderous explosion tears through the rear of the aircraft. The sound is so violent that passengers later describe it as a bomb going off. The cabin shudders. The nose pitches upward. Loose items fly across the aisles. The pressure drop is immediate. Oxygen masks fall. Passengers scream. The aircraft continues to pitch and shake as if something massive has broken free. In the cockpit, the shockwave hits hard. Warning sirens blare. Indicator lights flash red. Alarms overlap one another. Cockpit voice recorder. What the hell was that? The pilots look at their instruments. Hydraulic pressure is dropping. The stabilizer readings are unstable. The aircraft feels sluggish. But they don't yet know the truth. A critical piece of the airplane, its entire tail structure, has just been destroyed. Chapter 3. The hidden flaw. The cause of the explosion began 7 years earlier. This same aircraft, tail number JA8119, suffered a severe tail strike during landing. The rear pressure bulkhead, a giant circular plate that seals the pressurized cabin, was damaged. Japan Airlines sent the aircraft for repair, but the repair was not done correctly. Instead of using 2 rows of rivets to secure the replacement panel, the engineer used only 1. The final repair looked acceptable, but structurally, it was dangerously weak. Over 7 years of pressurization cycles, thousands of takeoffs and landings, the flawed bulkhead slowly cracked. Now, in mid-air at 24,000 feet, it finally gives way. Pressurized air explodes through the tail, ripping it open. The vertical stabilizer, the giant fin that keeps the plane straight, tears off completely. Pieces of the tail rain down over the mountains below. Inside the aircraft, all 4 hydraulic systems, the lifeblood of a 747, are severed instantly. Without hydraulics, The pilots have no elevators, rudder, ailerons, spoilers, flaps, stabilizers, nothing. The aircraft is now flying with almost no way to control it. Chapter 4. Loss of control. CVR. Hydraulic pressure is gone, all of it. The captain pulls back on the control yoke. Nothing happens. The nose doesn't respond. He pushes forward. Still nothing. The first officer tries the rudder pedals. No movement. The flight engineer switches through backup systems, but every one of them is dead. The aircraft enters a phugoid oscillation, a long, sweeping cycle of uncontrollable climbs and dives. The passengers feel their stomachs lift as the aircraft climbs steeply, then fall as it drops hundreds, then thousands of feet. The crew declares an emergency. Japan Air 123 request immediate return to Haneda. Air traffic control clears them. But the pilots know a hard truth. They cannot steer the airplane. The altimeter needle swings wildly. The aircraft rocks from side to side. The yoke feels disconnected, dead in the captain's hands. Chapter 5. Fighting with engines with no flight controls, the pilots attempt something almost impossible, flying a Boeing 747 using only engine thrust. To turn right, they increase left side thrust. To turn left, they increase right side thrust. To climb, they add power. To descend, they reduce it. CVR. Max power, max power. The aircraft climbs uncontrollably to 24,000 feet, then drops in a terrifying dive to 10,000 feet. Then it climbs again. Inside the cabin, chaos unfolds. Passengers cling to armrests as the plane rolls nearly 60 degrees. Aisles fill with loose bags, toys, purses. Parents hug their children tightly. Some passengers begin writing farewell notes. One message later recovered from the wreckage reads, "Please take care of the children." Despite the pain, the fear, and the violent movements, the crew keeps fighting, making hundreds of precise throttle adjustments, trying to keep the plane airborne just a little longer. Chapter 6. Into the mountains. The aircraft drifts west, not toward Tokyo, but toward the rugged mountains of central Japan. CVR, we're descending. Pull up, pull up. But the plane cannot pull up. It can only respond to engine thrust, and even that response is delayed and unpredictable. The ground proximity warning activates. A harsh, repeating alarm. Terrain, terrain. Pull up, pull up. The crew tries everything: coordinated thrust, stabilizer trim, emergency systems, but the aircraft continues oscillating violently. They are out of altitude, out of options, and nearly out of time. Chapter 7. Final descent. The aircraft enters a steep left roll. Passengers scream as the cabin tilts sharply. CVR, raise the nose, raise the nose. The captain pushes the engines to maximum thrust, trying to force the nose up one last time. For a few seconds, the wings level. The pitch stabilizes. It is the final moment of control they will ever have. Flight 123 strikes the ridge of Mount Takamagahara at over 300 knots. The front section disintegrates instantly. The cabin fractures into a massive debris field across the forested slope. The largest single aircraft crash in aviation history is over in seconds. Chapter 8. Aftermath. Night falls over the mountains. The wreckage burns through the darkness. Fires illuminate the trees. Rescue teams struggle to locate the crash site, lost deep in rugged terrain. Miraculously, 4 passengers survive: a 12-year-old girl, a mother and her young daughter, and an off-duty flight attendant. They spend the night injured, alone, surrounded by the sound of distant flames and collapsing metal. They are found the next morning, weak but alive. 520 others never made it home. Chapter 9. The truth. Investigators comb through the wreckage. They recover the flight recorders. They find the torn pressure bulkhead. They analyze the missing tail section. The conclusion is definitive. A faulty repair made 7 years earlier caused the bulkhead to fail. That failure triggered the decompression. The decompression destroyed the tail, and without the tail, the aircraft lost every hydraulic system it needed to fly. A single maintenance error led to the deaths of 520 people. The disaster forces the aviation world to change permanently. New repair standards, new inspection procedures, new oversight regulations. Flight 123 becomes one of the most important lessons in aerospace history. August 12, 1985, Japan Airlines. Flight 123 fought for 32 minutes after losing all control. The crew never stopped trying. They pushed the engines. They coordinated power. They fought physics itself. But sometimes, a single hidden flaw is enough to doom even the largest, most advanced aircraft. This was the final half hour of Flight 123, a tragedy born from one repair and a fight that lasted until the very end.